Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be joined today by one of our community fundraisers, David Miller, who just completed an amazing feat of swimming more than 1,000,000 yards in under a year in celebration of his 60th birthday. He achieved that as well as met his fundraising goal, more than $50,000. Had you done anything that level of swimming before in your life?
You'll hear people say, well, that guy over there, he's a swimmer. That guy over there, he swims. And there's a big difference. I was never a true swimmer. I was a lifeguard growing up. I was a swim instructor growing up, but I was never a competitive swimmer. I didn't really do any long distance swimming until I started doing triathlon a while back. But to do this project before COVID and before I started at the beginning of the year, I was looking at 3,500 yards a day, 6 days a week. And then, of course, COVID hit. I sat at home for about 10 days thinking, oh no, my project's over. I'm not going to be able to do this. And that changed everything. It not only changed how I was going to approach the fundraising, but also how I was going to approach the swimming. Most of March and April, I was swimming in a very cold pool in a wetsuit. It has been a year. It has definitely been a year. There were all kinds of shutdowns because of the forest fires, smoke, and the air quality index. And it was basically unhealthy to do any type of outdoor activity. August, September, October, things were not great. My thought was, how can I ask people to give money when so many people are struggling just to get by? Mm-hmm. And I finally made the decision, there are people that can and there are people that can't. There are people that will and there are people that won't. And, you've just got to, make a leap of faith and make the jump and go for it. When I chose to swim, I knew that I was going to choose a cancer organization. And that's how I chose the Cancer Research Institute. My mother had cancer. My sister had a bout of cancer. Fortunately, both my sister and my mother are cancer survivors and are living very healthily and very active lives. And while we were helping my mother through her third bout of cancer, they diagnosed my father with 4-stage lung cancer.
What was the final day like? Tell us about that morning when you woke up. Were you excited? What happened?
It was, on one hand, it was rather anticlimactic. Swimming 2,000 yards was a walk in the park. The swimming part of it was easy, but the rest of the day was just extraordinary. I woke up with a level of excitement that I haven't felt in a really long time. And then I looked at my phone and there was a $10,000 anonymous donation. To this day, we don't know where it came from. And that was really moving, and that was really extraordinary. And that sort of set the tone for the day. That one donation, we were so close that it was really easy to convince people to go online. Now is the time. Now is the moment. People started arriving, and it was a very warm and fuzzy, extraordinary event. And, even with COVID and even with all of the restrictions, it was just really nice. It was a really nice way to finish up.
So the next day, did you get up and go swimming again?
Actually, I did. A lot of people say, well, that was extraordinary what you did. That took a lot of discipline. And to be perfectly honest, I think it was more a way for me to deal with all of the things that were surrounding us over these last 10 months. As much as I can say that it was an extraordinary adventure, it was also a way for me to get through this whole series of crises. And if I'm allowed to do promos right here, people go online, donate. I'm not done yet. I'm still hoping for more donations.
David, thanks again so much for this hard work, dedication. This is of course, these dollars are going to support life-saving cancer research. We're using this money to fund science all around the world, which is creating an entirely new way to treat cancer called immunotherapy. And so you and all the people who supported you are now part of that. So you should be very proud of that.
Well, thank you. And I think that's the most important message. There was a whole community. There has been a whole community there to support this endeavor, and that's why it's been successful.